Hi, my name is Coach Jim O'Connor from wellnessWORD.com, your trusted body transformation resource to help you look better, feel better, and to perform better. In this important video, I'm going to discuss a major topic, and it is this. I want to share with you the top 4 sports nutrition mistakes high school athletes make to absolutely sabotage their performance. So pay very close attention because the information I present can absolutely change your performance on the field, in practice and on the field. So I've been coaching people for over 25 years. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I am a certified nutrition coach, and I've helped thousands of people in Los Angeles. I've conducted thousands of sessions over the years, helping people look better, feel better, and to perform better. So in today's presentation, I'm going to give you so many great nutrition tips, a ton of nutrition tips to help you be your absolute best in practice and on the field, to help you have a competitive advantage over your competition. That's the key today. So once again, pay very close attention, take notes, and more importantly, apply everything that I say because it will make a huge difference in the output of your performance. So let's get into it. Without further ado, the top 4 sports nutrition mistakes high school athletes make to sabotage performance. And I don't want that to happen to you. Number 1, the most important mistake, the biggest mistake I see is high school athletes underhydrate with quality fluids. They underhydrate with quality fluids. So what I'm saying is they don't drink enough water or healthy fluids such as Gatorade, milk, things like that, healthier fluids. And now, why does this affect performance? You probably ask them, well, why? You understand that you're not drinking enough fluids. Because what it does, if you're not properly hydrated, there's a reduction in blood volume. You're going to use more glycogen or blood sugar. You're not going to perform optimally in your sport. It's just not going to happen. You're just not going to be clear-minded. If you lose 1 to 2% water weight through perspiration, through sweating during your event or your practice, you could even possibly lose some cognitive ability where you're not able to think clearly on the field. And you don't want that to happen, do you? You want to perform once again at your absolute maximum amount possible. So there was a client of mine that I worked with about a month or so ago, and she was sweating profusely in the training session I was doing with her. And all of a sudden at the end of the session, she couldn't remember my name. That's a perfect example of not being clear cognitively, and you don't want that to happen in the field. So you're asking, well, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? So you need to be in water balance. It's important to be in water balance because, guys, get this, 70% of your body cells in your body is water. If that gets thrown off, your performance will be thrown off. So water balance is huge. Some strategies you can do is have a hydro flask, have a water bottle throughout the day and drink throughout that day. You don't want to neglect drinking fluids because that's very important. And the more you sweat during your training sessions or your competitions or your games, the more you need to drink, and you need to pay close attention to that. Proper hydration occurs not during the game or before, but the day before the game or before your practices. You must stay consistently hydrated. You need to focus on hydration the day even before the practice, not an hour before, which will help, but you want to continue to focus on that. So you're asking now, how much? How much should I be drinking? Approximately. This is going to depend upon how much you perspire in your sporting event. You're going to drink approximately half of your body weight in ounces. So if you're a 200-pound person, you're going to drink approximately 100 ounces of water. And like I'm saying water, I'm saying quality fluids, quality. We're not talking about Coca-Cola and Mountain Dew. We're talking about water. We're talking about Gatorade. We're talking about healthy type of fluids. That's the most important thing because that has more nutrients in than just sodas. You don't want to drink just sodas. Because once again, remember, your body is 70% water. You need to fuel it with proper hydration if you want to perform your best on the field. That is an absolute key. Here's a real good test to see if you are dehydrated, because if you're dehydrated, I'm going to tell you right now, your performance is going to bonk. You're not going to like it. So hydration, you check your hydration by doing something kind of disgusting, like looking in the toilet after you urinate. Look in the toilet after, and if your urine is dark, you're dehydrated. If it's very light color, or lemonade, or even lighter, you're right on target. So that is a quick test that you can perform right away. Now, the next mistake that high school athletes make to sabotage performance is this. They don't eat enough carbohydrates, and they don't eat the right type of carbohydrates at the right time before practices and games or competitions. So once again, they don't eat the right carbohydrates in the right amount prior to competitions and games and practices. That's something you want to really focus on. And you're saying, now why? Now why carbohydrates? Now carbohydrates are your fuel tank. If you have an automobile, you're driving a car. If you're driving a car and you don't put the right fuel in it or put enough fuel on it, it's going to run out of gas. The same thing's going to happen in practice and in games if you don't focus on eating the right carbohydrates. Your fuel, your energy, your explosion comes from sugar, which is carbohydrates. And carbohydrates are stored in the muscles, liver, and in your bloodstream in a limited amount. It's stored there for future use. And when that's gone, it's gone. And there's a limited tank. There's a gas tank, so to speak. And it is approximately 1,800 to 2,000 calories you have in reserve that's stored in carbohydrates, which can be broken down quickly into sugar so you can have a peak performance in your competitions or games. So what does that equate to? 1,800 or 2,000 calories. That equates to 450 to 500 grams of carbohydrates. And that's what can be stored approximately in your muscles and your liver. Once that's gone, it's got to be replenished again. It needs to be replenished. So if you're really working hard during a game, really putting out the energy, and the game is an hour and a half or even 2 hours, you need to replenish that. It's very important, along with fluids when you're perspiring during the game. So once again, carbohydrates are absolutely important, and you need to keep your tank full. And you need to know, so when do you want to eat them? You want to eat them between 2 hours to 90 minutes prior to your game. Complex carbohydrates. There are two types of carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates, which are potatoes, like more whole foods, rice, fruits, or there's simple carbohydrates, which are more like candy bars, chocolate milk, things like that. That's more simple. It's more sugar-based carbohydrates, pastries, cakes. Those are the things you want to stay away from. You want to eat the complex carbohydrates to load your glycogen levels, which once again is the storage unit for carbohydrates, which can be broken down quickly so you can explode on the field, quick movements, you have a ton of energy, you have a gas tank full, ready to dominate your competitor. And that's the key. So make sure that you are eating enough carbohydrates and the proper quality of carbohydrates, more complex carbohydrates, and that is important. And here's a really huge tip that you want to focus on. After the games, you want to, within about an hour to 2 hours, you want to replenish the carbohydrate reserves. Remember, you have a limited 1,800 to 2,000 calories or 450 to 500 grams of carbohydrate storage. So a lot of that's going to be depleted during the game, correct? Yes. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to replenish that reserve to get yourself ready for recovery for the next performance or the next practice. If you fail to do that, you're going to be starting negative. That tank isn't going to be full. The gas tank isn't going to be full. If you don't put the right gas in your automobile, your car, or the right amount, you're going to run out of gas and you're not going to perform at an optimal level. And that's why I'm here, is to give you the tips so you can perform at an optimal level, so you can be better than your competitor, you can outlast your competitor, you can be more physical than your competitor. And that is the idea why you want to have carbohydrates, because it is your main fuel that you're going to eat. So, and throughout the games too, if you feel like you're kind of getting tired and that level's down, the gas tank's starting to get low, drink your Gatorade, which has sugar in. That will give you the energy that you absolutely need. So carbohydrates, number 2. Let's get on to number 3. Number 3 is you athletes are not, male and female, not eating enough quality protein throughout the day for muscle protein synthesis and recovery. And the word is recovery. Recovery is extremely important. You have to recover from your competitions, from your weight training sessions, strength and conditioning sessions, and protein is absolutely critical and necessary to help remodel muscle, because you do want to get bigger, faster, and stronger, right? Absolutely, you want to get bigger, faster, and stronger. So protein comes into play, and once again, it's quality of protein. And I'm going to give you exactly how much you should be eating, what you need to be focusing on. So there are two types of proteins. The best type of protein has the complete amino acid profile of all the essential amino acids, which can help you build muscle quicker in strength and help you recover. And that is more animal proteins. Let's say from an animal, eggs, let's say turkey, fish, chicken. That's the important thing. Beef, obviously. And there's also lentils for people that are vegans or vegetarians. You can still get enough protein, but you just have to eat more of it, of lentils, rice, and beans to make it complete protein. Because what happens is leucine, an amino acid leucine, helps trigger muscle protein synthesis. So you need approximately 30 grams of high quality, and I recommend animal protein, high-quality animal protein that has enough leucine in to trigger muscle protein synthesis for recovery. And this can happen after your strength training bouts or after your games. This is what you want to focus on. And the most important thing is how much you take in throughout the entire day. It's not just about the timing. That's lower on the totem pole. It's how much you take in for the entire day. And you want to shoot for approximately 1 gram per pound of body weight. 1 gram of high quality protein per pound of body weight. And you want to eat the protein in multiple servings throughout the day, not all at once. But even though the most important thing is to get the exact amount, or the close to a decent amount of protein throughout the day. So let me give you an example. If you're a 200-pound person, we'll use that number again. You should have 200 grams of protein. That is if you're an athlete, and I know you are, in your strength training to get stronger, and you need that protein to recover, and that is extremely important. And here's another major thing you need to know about protein. You know, like carbohydrates, you can store carbohydrates in glycogen. There's a storage tank. Well, you don't have a storage tank for protein. That's why you have to eat it on a daily basis. It's absolutely critical that you're getting in your 150, 200 grams of protein a day, depending upon your body weight and your strength training and how hard you're working out. That's important. And protein, we're talking about high quality. We're talking about chicken, fish, turkey. That is beef. That's what you want to be focusing on. Yogurt, dairy products, whey protein is good. So any kind of a whey protein supplement if you're not getting enough. You can supplement with whey protein if you're not getting enough. But I recommend 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's how much protein you should be taking in. So you're probably asking yourself, well, how do I know how much a gram is? And if you're taking in 30 grams, the key is approximately 30 grams of feeding. So what does that equal? I'll give you a quick tip right here, a little trick. Look at the palm of your hand. And if the palm of your hand, the size of the palm of your hand right here will be approximately 30 grams of any kind of protein, a piece of chicken, a piece of beef. That's about 30 grams. You can also look on the back of the labels. And I know that you can take in enough protein. That's extremely important. Protein is not the most important thing during the game. After the game, protein is okay to help recovery, as well as a carbohydrate drink or some kind of a carbohydrate. And yeah, hey, the In-N-Out hamburger. I know you like to go to In-N-Out after. In-N-Out hamburgers can be a recovery drink with a shake. Can be a proper recovery drink with the carbohydrates and the protein to get you ready for the next training session to help you recover. That is absolutely important. Now on to the 4th mistake that high school athletes are making to sabotage their performance. And it is this. Number 4 is not eating enough nutrient-dense foods from fruits and vegetables. It's hard to find fruits and vegetables at In-N-Out, right? McDonald's. It's very difficult. But what are you missing? By not eating fruits and vegetables on your plate, you're missing micronutrients, and they're extremely important. And what they are, they're vitamins and minerals that you need. And they help in a lot of different things. It helps in general health. It helps in performance, in well-being as well. So vitamin D is an example. We do get that from the sun. Some other nutrients, micronutrients, would be boron, zinc, magnesium, iron, copper. So in the vitamins, you're looking at the B vitamins. All of these have an impact on your performance. If you don't have enough, then you're asking for trouble. Because what do micronutrients do? Micronutrients they create energy production, immune function, blood clotting, and other functions. So minerals, what they can do is they're for growth, bone health, they're for fluid balance and other processes. There's also phytochemicals in fruits and vegetables. So what am I trying to say here? Guys, get your fruits and vegetables in. It's very important to eat fruits and vegetables throughout the day. That will help you as well. Try to focus on eating something of color on your plate for dinner or for lunch. Apple, something of color. Once again, what's your goal here? Your goal is to perform at your absolute best on the field, to have an unfair competitive advantage against your competitor. Because your tank's going to be full, you're going to be firing on all levels. You practice hard, you train hard in the gym, doing your strength and conditioning routine, you're recovering well, and you want to be 100% firing on all cylinders from a nutritional standpoint so you can absolutely dominate your competition. And that's the focus that you want to think about. Think about eating the rainbow, eating color on your plate with your protein. That's what a plate looks like. And your carbohydrates. You have your carbohydrates. Let's say a scoop of rice, a baked potato, a piece of steak, and you have some mixed vegetables. Now you're talking, okay? That's a champion type of diet. That's what you want to follow. Have some color on your plate. It's absolutely critical. It's absolutely important. And too many high school athletes, guess what? They don't eat hardly any fruits and vegetables. Hardly at all. The average human, the average adult doesn't eat many fruits and vegetables, which can absolutely impact their health over years. So if you eat more quality whole foods, foods in their natural format, so unprocessed foods, you will end up having better performance because you're going to get the micronutrients that you need to function properly. Whole foods are, like I said, foods in their natural form. Baked potatoes, foods that are unaltered by science or by humans. That's what you want to focus on, and you'll get your micronutrients. Vegetables and fruits, right? Unaltered. That is a whole food. Focus on eating more whole foods in your diet. It will help. Let me give you a few other quick tips that you can apply immediately to help improve your performance. Now, other extremely important performance tips that I want to share with you to make sure that you're your absolute best on the field are the following. Number one, sleep. You must, I repeat, must get 7+ hours of sleep a night if you want to perform optimally. You need recovery. Recovery happens when you sleep. Muscle growth happens when you sleep. Your brain remodels when you sleep. Your brain cleanses when you sleep. You must get sleep. That's one so important. It's so important. You have to sleep if you want to perform. So in other words, you're not up till midnight on your devices every night. That will hinder your performance. So make sleep a priority. I would recommend even 8+ hours of sleep a night for a high school athlete to perform optimally. Now, one huge topic I get all the time are supplements. Should I take supplements? Well, you don't need supplements if you are eating the proper diet. If you're getting enough fruits and vegetables, you're getting enough high quality whole food complex carbohydrates and enough quality protein. If you're not getting 1 gram per pound of body weight in protein, well, then you may need to consider supplementing, like whey protein. I recommend whey protein. So you can take that. You get about 30 grams in a scoop or two. You got to read the label, and that'll tell you exactly what you need. So I recommend whey protein. And what I'm mentioning in this video, this is all science, evidence-based information. What I'm mentioning, this isn't information from Coach Jim that I'm making up. This is evidence-based, scientifically researched information that I'm presenting to you that's shown to work. Yes, whey protein and quality protein makes a difference in muscle recovery and muscle growth, muscle remodeling. Creatine. Big topic, creatine. Yes, Many scientific studies show that creatine absolutely works. It helps to maintain a continuous supply of energy to working muscles by keeping production up in the working muscles. That's the key of creatine. So that's something you might want to consider. It'll help you have that extra rep or so in the gym, or that extra push in a game. Beta-alanine, another highly researched supplement that is shown to work. What beta-alanine does, it's a hydrogen buffer. You know the burn that you feel? You're doing a set of squats or you're doing bicep curls and you get that burn in the muscle. Well, what this does, beta-alanine, is it neutralizes the hydrogen ions in the muscle, which is the lactic acid, so you can get an extra rep or two. So that's what beta-alanine does. Multivitamins. Should you take multivitamins? Depends how well you're eating. Are you getting your micronutrients that I mentioned? Are you getting the proper micronutrients? Are you eating whole foods? Are you eating color? Are you having color on your plate? That's absolutely critical. And if you're not, you might want to consider a multivitamin to make sure your bases are covered. And that may turn your urine different colors, but don't think that you're dehydrated if it's dark because of the multivitamins. It just depends. Try to eat your vitamins and not rely on supplements. That's number one, is to eat a healthy diet for optimal performance. So I hope you've enjoyed these tips. Please, I want you to succeed. I want you to dominate your competition. I want you to perform exceptionally well on the field. I'll be there watching. I'll be there supporting. And I want you to do your very best. But it all starts with proper training, good focus and mindset, effort, energy, and fueling your body with the right nutrients. That's what you want to do, and that's what I presented you today. So best of luck to you in your season. Do extremely well. Like I said, I'll be rooting for you. So if you have any questions, comment on this YouTube video or comment on my blog below. You can also visit wellnessWORD.com. That is my website, www.wellnessword.com. There's a ton of videos there. And also subscribe to my YouTube page here. If you subscribe to my YouTube page, you're going to get more videos like this on a regular basis. So best of luck. Thanks so much for watching the video, and go get them. I believe in you.